A great meme is all about reacting, having the perfect facial expression to adapt to any moment of our lives. And nobody gives facial expressions like Jimmy Butler. This is meme history. And if memeability is about volume, today's episode focuses on the best meme artists in the NBA.
Jimmy, low-key, high-key, has probably the most NBA Twitter memes. He's just a very expressive guy.
Let me tell you something about Jimmy Butler. He is one of the greatest trolls in the NBA. He likes getting people upset. He likes getting people angry. And one of the ways he does that is with his facial expressions.
He's sort of like everyone's favorite spirit animal. Like, you want to act like Jimmy Butler in all situations, but you just can't. Because you have like couth and you want to like keep your job. But everyone inside of them has a Jimmy Butler just waiting to be set free.
He has this boyish charm to him. He just like wants to be himself and he wants to vibe to himself. And if you just read his face, that's how he's feeling.
The beauty of Jimmy Buckets is his transparency. So of course, leave it to him to become the official face of Why Are You Capping?
Very strong reaction and a very specific emotion, which is sort of like skepticism / WTF. It's such an easy face to replicate, you know, which is like.
I think universally, everyone uses this meme to be like, you lying. You hear your boy talking to you, and he's like, yeah, man, back in high school, bro, I was an all-state running back. I ran for like 700 yards in one game. Just like, okay, man.
This is the face that you give somebody when you know they full of shit.
Jimmy just perpetually can't control his face. I don't think he cares to. And we're all winners because of it.
This is every face you made behind your mom's back when she couldn't see you, and then still somehow she figured out that you were doing it.
He's got such a good, like, kind of stank face.
I would use this Jimmy Butler meme like, girl, bye.
Jimmy is simply telling you, yeah, boy, you bugging. You got me messed up.
That's not at all what happened. You are Cap. That's Cap. Do I sound so old? Do they say it like that? That's Cap.
The next Jimmy Butler classic is great without even knowing what he's reacting to.
If I had to pick one meme that captures who Jimmy Butler is, it would be this one, because it is, I think the word I would say is like impish. Like, he has the kind of low-key quality. He's kind of like the NBA's god of mischief.
This was one of those moments of, oh, really? You find something out on the internet and you're like, oh, this is juicy. Something's going on, and I think I know what it is.
Dude, he held that for a while. He was holding that because he knew, he was like, the cameras are gonna get this and they're gonna love that shit.
It's kind of smooth. You're like, oh, okay. You know what? I'm gonna give you props here. I see what you're doing.
You could honestly use this to spit game if you wanted to. Like if you were trying to shoot your shot at somebody.
Well, this one's like when your crush, you know, likes your post, or when your crush keeps watching your Instagram stories, so you finally make the move.
But let's rewind, because this one's even better when you find out what elicited the response. Most of our guests didn't remember the context, but when we showed them, their reaction said it all.
Is it a white dunk?
We talked about guys needing to step up. Tony Snell certainly doing his part.
McDermott! Oh! Doug McDermott with the flush!
What? It's a white dunk. I knew it. I knew it. You didn't even have to show it.
It was a Doug McDermott dunk.
Oh my God, Dougie McBuckets. Oh. Well, there it is.
I wouldn't know how to respond to that either. That's not what we pay him to do. I did not know he could do that.
This is definitely the face of someone who is very ironically complimenting a white man for doing something in a space they wouldn't expect a white man to do.
When you get banged on by a white dude in the NBA, you will get made fun of. Baseline like this with a one-hand cram?
Jimmy, I think this face he's given is he's not shocked. He's seen me do it before.
Do that down, Doug. Great cut. Doug will make a poster. Doug with the sneaky hops again.
I think someone was campaigning to get that T-shirt with sneaky hops on it with my number on it, but I never received one. So maybe we can get those going again.
Jimmy really likes Doug McDermott. And they trained together, I believe, in San Diego back in time. So he always thought that Doug had the athleticism to do a little bit more.
I know I'm not an all-star superstar like him, but he's an unbelievable teammate. And without him, I don't think I'd be in the league as long as I've been, just because he showed me what it was like to be a pro and how hard you have to work.
And not to be forgotten in all this is possibly the MVP of all this meme discussion, the camera operator.
A terrific veteran, knows exactly what they're doing. Following Doug McDermott up the court, he sees Jimmy reacting. He zoomed right in on that. A+ camera work.
I mean, I always appreciate like a good zoom in. That's such an underrated part of how sports is shot nowadays. Like, memes are part of what make sports go viral. Like, I feel like when I watch a game now, part of what I'm watching for is, are there any small moments that happen that make these athletes feel like human beings versus the Superman, Goliath superheroes that we put them on a pedestal for?
Now we move into a subgenre of Jimmy Butler memes. Jimmy Butler staring at stat sheets.
Now this has become the almost national anthem for any time a team is getting waxed or somebody is just playing horrible.
Dang, he had put up what line tonight?
If Jose Alvarado had 45, 10, and 15, this is the meme.
This is anytime you get the bill from a group dinner and people start acting funny about what you owe. I didn't have a drink. Why am I paying $45? Like,
this is the one that you send your friends. How'd that date go? You send them this one like, it ain't look like this. He said that he was a college athlete. Apparently, he has not been in college a long time.
Is that supposed to be an A or a B? Because I don't think this grade look right.
He's got perfect vision, by the way. Don't let him fool you here.
This is where you know I'm getting into real nerdery. This isn't even the best Jimmy Butler looking at a stat sheet on the bench meme that exists. That's the good one with the rhythm. Who needs these? Just throw them up in the air.
Apparently, Jimmy is a guy who likes to have the box scores delivered to him at every timeout. Not so much done by modern players. Jimmy, definitely an old school player.
I think he's really feeling whatever is happening in the game because I don't even need to look at the numbers. I see it with my own eyes.
When you know you got it, you don't even got to check the stat sheet. Throw that thing up there.
If he just throws it, we think he's angry. But because he's bouncing while he's playing with it and throws it in the air, then it becomes a memeable sensation.
What? Homework assignment last week of school? Nope. Not doing it. It's like you're one day before you about to go on vacation, or it's Friday after lunch, and your boss is like, hey, you get them reports, we got to get this taken care of. Hey, I'm already in the club. That's what someone who would say who actually goes to clubs, not an old man like me who has 3 children.
this is when you get your credit card statement after Black Friday and Cyber Monday. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You did what you had to do.
What was on that stat sheet? Well, 56 points from Butler's Minnesota teammate and constant source of Butler's frustration, Karl Anthony Towns.
I know he respected the talent that Cat has and still does, but there's nobody frustrated him more on those teams than Karl Anthony Towns, because he wanted to see the 56-point performances more and more every night, and the consistency within Towns' game was never there at that level.
I don't want to see his stats. That's Karl Anthony Towns. Have him do this in practice. Have him do this every game. Have him do this against me. See, I'm telling you, it's absolutely a message there. And I don't know who's that dancing next to him, because he doesn't know what he's getting himself into.
Whether he's sending a message, needling the rest, entertaining his teammates, or just being himself, we can't get enough of Jimmy Butler reactions.
There is not a single player that I've covered who has been turned into a meme more than Jimmy. And the one thing I always say about Jimmy is that he does what he wants, and he is not going to do anything for anybody that he doesn't feel comfortable with. I say that because all of these are genuine.
I remember walking into the locker room, just seeing him with boots on and a cowboy hat. And I think he gave us like a tip of the cap. So you just never know with Jimmy.
The funny thing is that you could actually order all of these Jimmy Butler memes and they would tell a story. That's your chance to win the internet. Put all the Jimmy Butler memes together to tell one story.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.